I'm back and thank you for joining me. I wanted to talk about financial wealth, independence, and legacy today. Now, I came to you guys a short time ago and I got all excited talking about wealth and building wealth and getting started. And I discovered something very fast. I have been in business for 16 years. I wanted to teach others about wealth, credit, building credit, but I had to dummy down and niche down what exactly I wanted to talk about. So I've decided that we're going to begin with something that most of us, as a matter of fact, all of us have and we need credit. And sometimes we have great credit, sometimes we have okay credit, and some of us have not so good credit. Sometimes it's a conversation that we don't even want to bring up because we're a little embarrassed. And if you're of a certain age, it's just a mute conversation. And you rule it out, say you don't know anything about it, don't want anything to do with it, and wash your hands off of it. Well, as we go along here, we're going to start learning, start educating ourselves, start changing our mindset. We're going to get into it. The very first thing I would suggest if you want to build wealth is you have to start not all the way up here, but way down at the bottom. And don't take that in the wrong way. When I mean at the bottom, I mean at the beginning. No matter what you're doing in life, everyone has to take the steps. There's no elevator. There's no quick way to do it. We're going to start on the ground floor and build up. The first thing I need everyone to do who can hear my voice is to like, subscribe, and share. That's number one. Number two, I need you all to go to annualreport.com and get a copy of your free credit reports. There are 3 bureaus for those of you that don't know. That's Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. You need to get all 3 reports. Now, for those of you that know and some don't know, I also have a credit correction service called Legal Inc. I also have a credit correction service called Legacy Inc. Services. And if you feel like you might not be able to do it, it all sounds confusing already. You don't want to be bothered with it. You've done that before. You've gotten your annual report and you need some help. I suggest you get some help. I can be that help. You can go to www.legacyinkservices.com. You will click the link, do an inquiry form, and we'll take it from there. After you send us over an inquiry form, we will in turn reply by email or by phone, and we will send you over an invitation so you can begin the process. The initial process, there is a cost. It's $1. So if you want to start, don't want to do it yourself, we can do it for you at Legacy Inc. Services. If you want to do it yourself, you can grab your reports from TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian from annualcreditreport.com. It has been told that you can get an annual report, I believe, once a week because a lot of fraud is going on, post-COVID things are going on. You just want to make sure stuff is intact. The downside to getting the free report is that you can get on a weekly basis is that there's no credit score. So if you're after your credit score, trying to see where you're at, to see where you want to go, you might want to grab our service, which is Legacy Inc. Services. So I'm not going to keep you guys long tonight, but we're going to start at the beginning. The beginning is looking at your credit. We're going to start looking at your credit. We're going to talk about tips of things that you can do yourself or you can get us to do them because it might sound simple, but sometimes it gets a little complicated. It's some paperwork. It's some certain language you have to use when you get ready to determine what your plan of action is when you communicate with the bureaus, but we'll get into that later. Step number 1, like, subscribe, share. Step number 2, go to annualreport.com and get your TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian credit reports. There are 3 credit bureaus. They all report something different. Some of them will have some things on them. Others will have everything on them. Some will be consistent. It gets a little confusing, but hopefully I will be able to give you tidbits of information so it'll make sense to you and you will be able to read it. Again, if you need me to hold your hand, I am here, and you can go to LegacyInkServices.com. LegacyInkServices.com. We had a cute little video that talks about someone who was having a hard time with her credit, and she felt inspired. She got an ICE from Legacy Inc., and the ICE is an individual credit evaluation, and that's where we look at your credit together, all three bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. We look at all three. It immediately tells us what things needs to be disputed. And dispute means things that you are contesting, things that aren't accurate, things that aren't yours. They're reporting late payments that aren't yours. It's a lot of things with that. But remember, most important, the first thing we have to do is to begin. And it begins with you liking, subscribing, sharing. It next begins with you grabbing a copy of your credit report. You might already be a member of some type of monitoring service. You don't have to do anything extra. You can use that. You can leave comments below on Legacy Inc. You can send us messages if you want to ask something. Our phone number is 877-202-8669. If you would prefer leaving a message for someone to call you back, you can leave a message 24 hours. You can send an inquiry 24 hours, but allow us 24 hours to get back to you. Now, again, 3 credit bureaus is what you'll see. If you run into problems when you're pulling those credit bureaus, TransUnion often makes you, especially if you've been dormant and haven't been doing anything, sometimes they suggest you send something off in writing. You can call them. They'll list the telephone number when you get your report or when they don't give you the report. Either way, they list the number. And with that number, you can call them directly and say, hey, they gave me a message, told me to call customer service. I want to request my report. You can also do it in writing, and that goes for all 3 bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. You might run into a glitch. I don't know what the glitch is. Sometimes you haven't used your information for a while. They don't necessarily know it's you. Some type of way when you call on the phone, you verify who you are. You put in some pertinent information. They ask you some security questions, and you get through. They identify as you, and you talk to a rep, and you tell them what you need, a copy of your report at no charge. If all of that sounds really complicated, they'll also give you an address, and you can send off for a copy of it, which takes time. So you have to pack your patience when you get ready to go into this process. This is not an overnight process, but you will see some type of movement or shift within 30 days. It might not be the magical 250 score all the way to 850, but you will see some movement. And this process requires action on your part, action from me if you need it, and patience. And so we're going to start there and stop there. We're going to start with getting those credit reports, because what are we trying to do? We're trying to build wealth. Some of us are over 50 watching this channel, and I appreciate you joining, because I'm 51 years young, and I want to talk to all of the people and tell all of the people, and can't keep myself contained with all the information that I have learned over the past 16 years about building wealth, creating a legacy, having a business. Those are all kinds of conversations we will have in the near future. But now we're going to get down to the meat and potatoes. We're going to talk about that credit. We're going to talk about how to get those credit reports, and we're going to begin. I'm going to come on once a week, I believe on Sunday, and give you tidbits of information that will help move the needle of your journey to building wealth. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Our channel is called Legacy Services. Our channel is called Legacy Inc. Services, and we are the wealthy mindset over 50. I'll see you guys soon. Have an amazing evening on purpose. Bye-bye.